I'm now call this meeting of the Benton County Board of Education to order. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? We had a prayer to bless our food before our distinguished award ceremony. Please join me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Michelle, will you please call roll? Mr. Mars.
Present.
Mr. Blue. Mr. Thornton.
Here.
Mr. Argus.
Here.
Mr. Livingston.
Here.
Mr. Winters. Mr. Hyatt.
Here.
Miss Kennan. Here. Miss Arnold. Mr. Hedge.
Here.
Mr. Mills.
Here.
Miss Douglas. Here. 10 present, 2 absent. With 10 present, 2 absent, a quorum has been established. Next on our agenda is the approval of the Director of Schools contract. If we can get a motion in a second, we will go ahead and discuss that.
I make a motion to approve the director's contract. I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the director's contract. The only thing, I get my budget maybe report out because that tells what we changed. We didn't change anything. In addition, we just added a $400 a month supplement for an annuity of his choice, which goes along with the majority of the directors in our state. Do you have any further discussion? With no further discussion, we will vote. Ms. Michelle, will you please call roll? Mr. Marks.
Approved. Yes.
Mr. Thornton.
Yes.
Mr. Hargis.
Yes.
Mr. Livingston.
Yes.
Mr. Winters.
Here.
Mr. Hyatt.
Yes.
Miss Kennan. Yes. Mr. Hedge.
Yes.
Mr. Mills.
Yes.
Miss Douglas. Yes. Would anyone like to change their vote? And approve. Ms. Michelle, I did notice that, but it's just like a formality. There are 2 number 16. Mm-hmm. The director of schools contract has been approved. Next on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. Remember, we approved the agenda and the consent agenda at the same time. The consent agenda consists of approval of the May minutes, and that is it at this time. We can get a motion in a second. We can go ahead and do that.
Move to approve the agenda. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda along with the consent agenda. Any corrections, additions? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda and the consent agenda, please say aye. Any opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. We have approved the agenda and the consent agenda. Next up on our agenda is an executive session with Andrew Sellers of Sellers Creek and Hayden. Mr. Florence, do you want to?
Yes. We will need to go into executive session, so everyone but board members will need. So I know I don't need it, but everyone but board members will need to leave. Chair Kennan, it's okay. I have public supervisors and the principals, if they wanted to leave, they have a long day that they summer camp that they wanted to, they could go ahead and go home. If they wanted to stay, they're welcome to, if that's okay. So I didn't want y'all to think when we come back in session Ready?
Next on our agenda is the coordinated school health report. That is Corey Townsend.
It's kind of like a summary. So, thank you for taking the time to have me speak. Ms. Donna Moore used to do this in the past, so I was going to continue that tradition as she did before, but I just have a sheet that kind of summarizes coordinated school health. But I'm Corey Townsend. I know most of you. I've seen most of you before between meetings and know a lot of you personally. So after this is like my 19th year in the school system, but the first time that I'm getting to speak in front of the school board, so bear with me. So I just kind of summarized what I did this year with coordinated school health. We did lots of things. I did lots of things. I tried to do the best I could. I know I'm not Miss Donna Moore, but I tried to do the best I could to replace her the best I could. On the first page, it has the projects that I was involved in this year. Each year, I have an action plan that I submit to the state. It has 5 goals and 5 steps under each goal, and so a lot of those I use for our projects, including our back to school bash. You can read all of those there. The CPR training, the healthy school teams. That's a PD meeting that I do. But a major thing that you can see there is the school health screenings and the RTI screenings that I do. That's under the health services there at the bottom. That is a lot of my time that I spend, and I get in a lot of different agencies throughout the county and outside of the county, including Bethel and UT Parsons and TCAT. I get the nurses for that, and you'll see that I screened lots of children this year, over 996 vision and hearing. Blood pressures and BMI were 721, and scoliosis was 152. And out of those, we made a referral. If that means that they were anything abnormal on their screen, that means we sent a referral. That's a letter that is actually sent on with the parent. If you notice that there's a difference between the 721 and the 996 and 990, that's 275 and 269. Those are hearing and vision. Those are RTI screens. That means those kids were in special ed or in a tier group that they have to be screened. Those I do on my own, by myself. So I get called to a school, and those have to be done before they can even be moved to a tier group or to a special ed. So we have several students in our county that are in tier 2 or tier 3 RTI or special ed. So, but those big numbers mostly help. I have a lot of the outside help. And if you notice, the in-kind from all of that is over $21,000. That is free to our county when I bring those in. Also, you can see the dental sealant program this year. That is a program that comes from the state every 2 years. She comes in this year. We're one of the #1 counties on her list that she always tries to come and help. We did 369 students. They do sealants, they do checkups, they get goodie bags, toothbrushes. That was over $69,000 worth of free services that she brought in that they did not have to do. That was an extra. She's going to come in this year because she did not finish the junior high at the beginning of the year. So that will increase even that number. But also, if you keep going down the projects, we have a school-based food pantry, the Safe Stars recognition. We did get acknowledged for the Safe Stars. If you're in TSSAA with any of the sports, the high school and the junior high now are recognized as Safe Stars. That means they're either silver or gold. We do not have our official recognition, but we went for silver, but I'm pretty sure we got gold in both of them. So that's a very good accomplishment for any of the times we have tournaments or anything with that Safe Stars. That means our coaches are actually CPR certified. That does not mean just trained. That means they are actually certified, along with our assistants and everybody else that has to do with any kind of sports affiliation. We were also recognized as one of the healthiest school recipients at Camden Elementary for health services. We were the year before Briarwood. This next year, I'm hoping to get that at every school on at least one level of health services. We also have monthly student health and staff newsletters. You should be on that email. You probably see my email. If you don't, let me know. I'll be glad to add you. It has all of our healthy tips. It has our 5K runs. If there's ever anything you want me to put in there for an activity in your area or your church or whatever it may be, I'll be glad to get that out. I even had our staff wellness events on there. I had several of you participate in my staff wellness this year. I was glad for that. I had 4 or 5 of you do that. I was very, very happy for that. You can also read the other things. The Walk to School Day was new this year that I partnered with. We're hoping to expand that next year. It went great with Karen Hudson. Maybe extend to some other grades there, along with our resource officers, made that a great thing. If you go to this, I already went over the health services. That is a big thing that we do. But health education is my second thing that I go through. I try to do it myself. I can't do it by myself, so I have to bring in a lot of other agencies. If you see at the bottom, UT Extension, the health department, I even have UT Knoxville come in, the dental sealant program, and the Tennessee suicide prevention educator. She comes in from Crockett County to do that training for me. If you see that we have over 1,000 newsletters a month that I send out to students and parents, each month it varies on what the help can be. If you have a student in the school, you probably see those if they're in K through 5th grade, if they bring it home, if they make it home with it. But these are just a list of some of the things that I go over. But a few of those I'm highlighting. I'm actually asked to come and present those for certain grades like the digestive system, the CPR training, and mental health. I'm actually called in and they've asked me to do those trainings. But over 200 different lessons were taught and over 3,558 students had different lessons throughout the year. And so the in-kind for that was over $8,000, almost $9,000 of free services and goods that the kids got for me bringing those services in. So on the back, I'm happy to say that I was awarded 2 different grants this year that will go into effect next year. The first one is the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation Storybook Trail. If you've ever been to Nathan Bedford, they have the storybook trail that you walk. We are getting that out here on our walking track. The books, it will be about an 18-page book. It will have the book on each page on each board. I'm hoping to coordinate with the construction group at the vocational center, hopefully, to build those and help me build those. I've also had Pete Beasley offer his services to me for free too to help build those, and I think my husband even has volunteered his services there. And so at Watson's has been great to help me with that too. So we're going to put that out there. If you notice, sometimes if you've seen any of our data, our reading proficiency levels were low, and that helps with. I guess not really help, but those numbers were used to get this award along with a lot of our poverty levels and things that the kids could, be able to go out here and do those things on the walking track. So that should hopefully be installed, hopefully September, October, November. But the bigger grant is the Community Foundations of West Tennessee. I do not know, it's up to $20,000. I received a call last week that I received that. I will get a big revealing June 24th in Jackson with a check. This will go toward the food pantry. We have a lot of students that are food insecure in our county. We are 78 out of 95 counties in food insecurity and below the poverty level. And so our food pantry went very well this year. We were easily able to get out the food every month. With our demographics and with the students that are food insecure, it shows right now that there's 650 of our students of our over 2,000 are food insecure. So with the help of my work-based learning program or Miss Sarah Camusi's group, we get food out every month. And you can see there how much food we get, 72 boxes per month thanks to the maintenance. They are wonderful. They help deliver that over to the high school. Hopefully we can get a place with a porch pickup or something that they could pick up maybe after school, because sometimes those hours may not work. So if you look, over 720 boxes were given out, 1,400 backpacks, 457 families were served through this, and if the in-kind of food was over $30,000 in free food that's given. And below is the things that I give those out at, besides not just at the school. It's the back to school bass, the shop with the cop, the sheriff's department toy drive, the week-end summer program, summer camp, teacher home visits at the beginning of the year. They recognized where a lot of these kids needed their food and came back to me. And of course, the one community, one part at Holiday, they gave out, I think 24 families signed up for that. So if we can get the food out, we'll be glad to. If you know somebody, you can reach out to me, families or people from your church centers, student, or it can be an employee. We can do employees that need that. The next thing is staff wellness. Like I said, you said that most of you got my email. These were some of the things we did was Teacher Fit, Walk Across Tennessee, The Biggest Loser. A lot of these I partner with the UT Extension. If you're not on her email, you might want to get on hers because if not, she has lots of good activities. I sent over 390 staff newsletters out per month because that's how many employees we have. But I'm happy to say that we had a 41% increase in Teacher Fit this year from the year before. On average, 75 participants. This year we had 106 per phase. So I gave out over $1,000 worth of prizes. If we show up with the numbers, I'll put out the prizes for them to participate. And so 317 participants in all of these different things. A lot of them did more than one of these. Miles walked for over 18,359 and 178 pounds were lost. So that's pretty good, and that's just what was kept up with. And so I wanted to thank, the bottom was my community partners with the back to school bash. I didn't even do the in-kind for that, but the United Way brings school supplies. This year I'm told they're bringing backpacks with school supplies, so they're going to even up it even more. Usually it's around 300 students that they supply that for, so you can guess how much money that is that they're going to bring. That last year we had 32 vendors and 70 actual vendors there with over 300 students needing school supplies. So they get a lot of freebies there from the local areas. If you know of anybody that would like to sign up, you can let me know or set up a table there that can give out goodies. Your church can give out extras. We don't mind that, whatever they want to do. It is July 24th at Briarwood School from 2 to 4. I will be sending out a flyer with that on your email. But also the Lions Club and the Leos, they are a big partner with me. I couldn't do it after Mr. Joey started that. It's hard, but we're still continuing. But I have great Leos, Melanie May and them come, and the Leos help me, and the health department, the hospital, family community involvement, and of course our school nurses and the clinic. I could not do any of this without Tara and Kayla were not able to make it, so I told them that I would give them their numbers. Just so you know, our nurses did not slack at all this year. They had over 25,731 visits to each of them this year. That is a lot of kids. That's it, just 6 nurses, over 25,000 visits. The clinic itself saw over 3,400 visits with lots of new patients, child and immunizations given, which is way up from last year. I think that's over 1,000 more visits from last year. And then she does the titles, which are those that they can't come in person. So she does it over the recording with the nurses. She did 49 of those in Big Sandy and 18 at Holiday. That's a big deal when the parents can't get you to the doctor. So those numbers have increased there too. So each year our numbers keep increasing and increasing between the nurses and the clinic and the health services and screenings and things of that sort. So, but I appreciate your time to listen to me ramble for a little bit about what I have done and what I've done this year. And I hope in my first year, I've learned a lot of things and what I can change and what I need to change to continue this program as well as we started it for over 10 years. So thank you.
Thank you, John. I think you did. Yes.
I'm gonna excuse myself, I gotta go to work now. So,
I'll let Tricia know that is.
no,
All right.
it's in town. But I didn't wait till before it got done.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah,
You're welcome to say if you want.
All right, I'm good. If you'll let me come back next year.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda is approval of the full board personnel committee report. Mr. Hott. It says you're the personnel committee chair.
Okay, May 15th Personnel Committee met with the full board committee. Benton County Board of Education Personnel Full Board Committee met on Thursday, the 15th at 5 here at the central office. President was Ms. Keenan, myself, Mr. Hargis, Ms. Arnold, Mr. Page, Mr. Douglas, Mr. Livingston, Mr. Fields, Mr. Baloo, the Director. The committee met to discuss the following: review Director of Schools evaluation and contract, and an update on school personnel. Director Florence's overall evaluation score was 4.287 on a 5-point scale. Of course, we've already done this. Recommendation was made to give the director a 4-year contract through the 30th of 29 with the current language and $400 per month supplement for the new of his choice. And all approved to pass that on to the full board. That concludes that. That concludes the 17. Nice.
Second.
Do we have to?
Motion and a second, to approve the personnel full board committee, report has been made. Any discussion? Any more discussion on that? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of approving the personnel full board committee report, please say aye. All opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. The full board personnel committee report has been approved. Next on the agenda is the budget committee report. Mr. Hargis, would you like to read that?
Budget Committee met on Thursday, May 15th, 2025. Board of Education School Center Conference, during the president for myself, Ms. Arnold, Douglas, Baloo, Livingston, Ms. Kennedy, Mr. Bill, Hyde, Director Florence. Meeting may discuss the following items: the 2025-26 general purpose school budget, the guidance counselor at holiday school. Recommendation made to approve the 25-26 proposed general purpose school budget. All approved. Recommendation made to ask guidance counselor at holiday school. All approved. Meeting was adjourned. I'll grab the motion.
We have a second.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the budget committee report has been made. Any other discussion on this? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of approving the budget committee report, please say aye. Any opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. The budget committee report has been approved. Next on our agenda is the 25-26 general purpose school budget. We can get a main motion and a second, we will be able to discuss that.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Motion and a second, on the floor to approve the 25-26 general purpose school budget. Mr. Lawrence, do you want to explain?
The expenditures will, I'm not gonna say they will not change, but they would not change if the commission approved. We have, just received our June, piece of projections. It's down around 20,000. I also have to meet with the budget committee tomorrow night. I kind of think they might look at dropping 3 or 4 cents. Maintenance of effort is a little over what I was told. I don't know that for sure. I'm saying all that expenditures, the county commission either approves or disapproves, but I think we need to, when we approve the budget tonight, with the understanding that I might have to adjust revenues. If the commission, which I don't see any issues, but if they can't itemize the budget, but if they, for some reason, the budget committee said this is, we're not gonna approve it, then we would probably have to come back and have another budget meeting. I don't foresee that, but I think it would be a good idea to put in the minutes that you give the authority to update revenues to current projections before we submit the final budget to, the county commission. I don't see any major changes, but there could be some in local. And then, like I said, our June projections were down about 20,000. They vary from when we start getting them in March, anywhere from 40,000. It's not going to vary more than that, but I think it would probably be good if, since the county commission is not going to vote anytime soon, to just go ahead and get the revenues correct, which I can't do right now, but once we get that final projection, then update that, and then I'll get you a copy, but approve as written tonight with the, give me the option to change revenues on, not expenditures. If that makes sense. And this budget includes the $2,500 raise across the board. A 7% increase in insurance. When we first started, if you remember, we were at 4.5%, but they're projecting 7%. So that raised the budget quite a bit. We have $2 million out of fund balance to balance the budget, and then we have another $2 million for the projects at Camden Junior High with the new roof, and then the HVAC project at Briarwood. So it's about 1.8 out of those. And another thing I want to address, because it was brought up at the county commission meeting, it was not brought up at the budget meeting. I don't go into a lot of detail, but it was mentioned by one commissioner about the state law is very clear that you as a board can use fund balance to balance your budget. We've been doing it for about 16 years now. As long as you have 3% of your budget in fund balance, and 3% of your budget is about $860,000. So you're very well within doing that. So I just, the budget committee with the county commission has been fine, but that was brought up. And so if that's asked you, it's very clear in TCA that we can utilize that fund balance and to balance our budget.
I have a question, I don't know what it is.
Well, let her rip.
One thing, that maintenance of effort, was it, you said it was more, it was,
I think the projection that we sent, have to see exactly tomorrow. I think there may be some numbers that they're including in the maintenance of effort that hadn't been included in the past. So it could be that what's in this budget could be a little high, and they may lower it to exactly what the state said. If they do, it's not we can, we've been really good to work with the commission, and we can work with that if that's what has to happen.
it's not like they give us $2 this year. Next year, they have to give us $2 or even more.
That is correct.
Okay.
And maintenance of efforts going up. I mean, they knew that when TISA come, county commissions were a little concerned. And I mean, that's a reality. It is going to increase.
This being hit with, what you were at the county commission meeting on, about balancing the fund balance our budget. Is that something that they're gonna push forward, or? We've done it, but not to large extents. I mean, we've done it every year.
Right. I mean, hypothetically, if they didn't approve the budget, then we would have to look at that. But I mean, hypothetically, if that happened, there'd be a lot of cuts.
Hypothetically, was it Rocky?
I'd say that's a good guess.
I'll do it.
I heard it from the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything further? If there is nothing further, do we need an amendment to my motion to add that language?
I would think so.
So we need a motion and a second to amend the main motion to include that,
We allow the director of schools.
yes, whatever you wrote down.
Update revenues to current
Projection.
projections. We have it all together.
I'll make a motion for that amendment.
So we have a motion, we need a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the amendment to add that verbiage to the main motion. All those in favor of amending the main motion, please say aye. Any opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. The motion on the floor now is the amended main motion to approve the 25-26 general purpose budget with that extra verbiage on there. Any further discussion on it? With no further discussion, Ms. Michelle, will you please call roll?
Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Mr. Hargis,
Yes.
Mr. Livingston,
Yeah.
Mr. Winters.
Yes.
Mr. Hyde,
Yes.
Ms. Kinnon,
Yes.
Mr. Hedge,
Yes.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 9 yes.
With a 9 yes, the budget for next school year has been approved. Next on our agenda is the approval of budget resolutions. There are 3 in here.
Move we approve them as presented.
We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve these budget resolutions as printed. Any discussion on these?
Just end of year, a record pace though, only have 4. We sometimes have 40 this time. So show them, make sure they got that done, make it. So,
Okay, I've got a question on this field house. Something said about we're approving it, but we don't have to go through.
yeah, it's on the, it's next item on the agenda. I think I put it from when I read it through the conference, Stacy, but it's still had to be continued.
That's not a resolution.
No.
It is not.
Didn't look.
So.
Anything further on the budget resolution? If not, we vote. Ms. Michelle, will you please call roll?
Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Mr. Hargis,
Yes.
Mr. Livingston,
Yes.
Mr. Winters, Mr. Hyde,
Yes.
Ms. Kinnon,
Yes.
Mr. Hedge,
Yes.
Mr. Mills,
Yes.
Ms. Douglas.
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 9 yes.
Thank you.
The budget resolutions been approved. Next on our agenda is approval of bus contract number 12 to Gloria Wilson. If we can get a motion and a second.
Make a motion, we transfer those back.
We have a motion,
Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve the bus contract number 12 to Gloria Wilson. Mr. Florence, do you want to explain?
Yeah, I tried to put that in the memo. I guess we should have had a transportation, but there's really not a, what happened is Gloria owns bus 5, has for years. And when, bus 12, that contract come open, that route, when Mr. Wilson passed away, they live in that area, which just makes it a lot easier for maintenance and things. So what we're gonna do is switch, bus 5, that route to 12 for Miss Gloria, and then the county will take over bus 5. So we're not doing anything with the exception of we're giving them route 12 and the county will take over route 5, which is just convenient for them. So, we're not adding a new route to her contracts. It's just adding 12 to her. This route 5. And Gloria, has been a long time bus owner, does a fabulous job, her and Brandon, so I would highly recommend we do that whole.
Are we likely to have enough drivers this year?
Well, we had to cancel. I think we finally, Mr. Brandon drove 5 for us this morning. We had one hospitalized. That's not going to be able to drive the whole summer camp. We do, actually, one of our new special ed teacher at elementary, her husband's retired, on-road truck driver, and he's already come down and met with Chad, and he's going to take his test. So I really think he's wanting to drive. So that's encouraging news. And we do have a couple of employees that are through the process. So hopefully we'll have enough. But it is, if you notice on the messaging system, there are numerous times during the year we have to cancel bus routes. And it's unfortunate. I know parents get upset, but if you look at surrounding counties, they're no different. They're putting the same messages out. It's just we have spare. We have spare buses. We don't have spare drivers.
Any further discussion? With no further debate, we will vote. We decided a roll call on this?
No, voice.
Okay. All those in favor of approving bus contract number 12 to Gloria Wilson and bus route will come to the county school system, please say aye. Any opposed, please say no. Motion passes. We have approved that bus contract. Next on our agenda is the approval of the CHS football press box bid.
Recommendation? It's Todd Prince, right?
We've got to make a motion in a second before we call the roll.
I didn't know if that was what you recommended.
We
Well,
have
I make a motion that we go ahead and accept this one here.
I'll second.
We have a motion in a second.
Now, I got a
Discussion.
question now. How come a tree service bid on this?
I guess that's the name of the construction company. I do want y'all to know that's only the bid. The budget, the building committee just recommended that we get a bid. We don't have any, there's not funds in the budget to do that this year. So my recommendation would be you've got a second. If you approve it, understand that decision to actually do the project's not tonight. I think we need to, because the reason that bid is there is because the building committee asked to get bids and then there'll be a decision made. So I'll put that in the memo, but
That bid is not gonna stand.
it will stand. No, it'll stand for, I think it's good for probably a couple months. With the way construction is, he may come back and say no, but the scary part about it is, I know this reported, but it's just a fact. Sometimes the bid can cost you money because that was way higher than the quote we've seen. But once it's over $25,000, you have to bid, and then just a lot of things take place. But we got to, that's obvious, that's state law, and we have to do that. But
Do we, this is a dumb question, do we have to go ahead and go with this, or are we just accept it as just a couple people bidding on something? We're not gonna do it.
we could put it back out for bid, or
You'll have to if you wait after.
if you wait more than a couple months, yes, you have to.
Is there any plans to go ahead with this? You know?
That would be up to the board. That the building committee, when we met, they just recommended that we get bids, and then that way they would have an actual idea of what it was going to cost. I think the quarterback club said they would be willing to give 15. So
So the
it's take a
actual
rocket science to say it's going to be 50.
resolution we're gonna pass is to accept this bid.
Correct.
With the proviso that we will decide at sometime in the future, whether we're going to enact
Right.
the construction.
Now that's totally up to the board. That was what was recommended at the building committee, is that we just get a bid so you would have an idea.
So furthermore, we've got to acknowledge that the low bidder was Mr. Prince.
Correct.
But that at this time we are not doing anything other than accepting the bid.
Unless I misunderstood at the committee meeting. That was my understanding at that meeting.
Good night.
So do we need to have a motion or
We need to.
just should? Okay.
And
You're just accepting the bid. You're not, there's not a contract or anything to do the work.
so do we then put in the minutes that
I think you just,
So,
Well, actually, no, it's pretty.
you just approved the bid.
It runs out too much, then
We have a building committee this month, and the building committee said, yes, let's do it, and then we can, or the board's approved the bid, it's just, but this is unique, I don't know that we've ever done it, but that's what the building committee recommended at the meeting, is to submit bids, so we'd have an idea.
if we decide on a roll call? All those in favor of acknowledging, yeah, I got you. Oh, all of those, and Miss Michelle, do you want to call roll? Well, we're voting to acknowledge that Audrey's Construction has the low bid at 64.7 for the CHS football press box on visitor side, correct?
He's correct.
Miss Michelle, will you please call roll?
Okay, Mr. Barnes.
yes.
Mr. Harvest.
Yes.
Mr. Livingston.
Yes.
Mr. Winters.
Yes.
Mr. Hyatt.
Yes.
Ms. Kennedy.
Yes.
Mr. Hedge.
Yes.
Mr. Mills.
Yes.
Ms. Douglas. Would anyone like to change their vote? 9 yes.
While we're on the press box issue, what you told us the other night, as far as how many people don't have to go to the press box during football game, how secure is our press box with 14 or 15 people?
I think we're gonna have to address that during football season, whether we have any press box or not.
Okay.
So that's under your watch, right?
Yeah, I don't think we had an issue, but maybe one or two games, and I think we had coaches and maybe a coaching reunion, and
Yeah, it's a little, not special seating.
yeah,
Actually,
Is there, I ain't been out there to look, but it's not a haven.
it's fence, there's fence,
It's
there's
finished.
chain link fence.
Again, on top of
Yeah, there's probably more on top of it than are inside the press box.
I'd say, well, I didn't put a pitch on the road, you can't get on top.
Of course, that's where a lot of them set their cameras up, and that's where the assistants want, so they can stop. And of course, the idea was to have a storage on the visitor side, and didn't have the visitors teams on the other side, so of course, it's a safety issue, and it's a football coaches and they're on the same, up on the same roof in a competitive game can create problems of any sport.
So if you do it that way, you'll have the visitor on one side and the
Yes.
home on the
Yeah,
other.
we would, just, Huntington has one, there's several schools that have, I think Milan has one, and the visitors have their own press box where the coaches go, so they're not up there with, the home team, so.
That's not natural, is
Next on our agenda is the director's report.
All right, I'll try to rush through this, okay, but, first of all, congratulations to, Ms. Cantrell and Flash, very deserving, Lori's long time employee, very dedicated to our system, and then everybody knows Flash, so I thought that was two really good selections. We have another one in July, but it's a surprise, so we will keep it a surprise, and, so we'll bring that up then. We're also going to recognize our retirees at the July meeting. At this time, Glenda Fullerton, Bristol Blow, Karen Terry, and Christy Wilson are the only four that I'm aware of. That sometimes changes, but I'm not expecting anybody else to retire, but you never know. Summer camp started today. We had a pretty good start. We think we had one teacher injured and a few kids on the wrong bus, but besides that, everything was something. But, you know, that first day of summer camp sometimes is more confusing than the first day of school because half the people are going to a school they're not familiar with going to. But Miss Lori and the administrators and the teachers and the staff do a great job of that. So off and running with 15 more days to go. Congratulations to Miss Donna Sampson. She was selected as the CES principal last week, and then we'll be conducting interviews for the assistant principal on Friday. We have 3 local candidates that I've always thought if we have local candidates that are qualified, that's our best option. And we're going to interview them Friday, and I actually plan on meeting with our team after interviews and trying to have that announced by Friday afternoon. New hires, I've sent that list to Callie Walford she'll be a new teacher at CHS teaching science. She'll always be Callie Bratcher to us. She graduate of Kansas Central High School. We're glad to bring her back home. She worked at Huntington last year, and so she's coming home. So we're excited about that. Briley Pride and Bree Mills are our new ag teachers. I'm very excited about that. They have already reached out to, I think, the farm. They wanted to booth at the farm. At the fair. They've reached out to come meet with Farm Bureau. They've reached out to Second Harvest. So I've told them to crawl, not to run and to try to crawl, but they are excited. And then we've hired Matt Cooley. He's going to be the new CHS history and football coach. Victoria Arnold is going to be a preschool teacher at elementary. Victoria's been an aide for us for several years, and she just completed her teaching certificate, and so she's going to CHS's preschool. Brittany Benjamin, which most of you know is Partain, she is a teacher's aide at Briarwood, and she just completed her degree, and she's going to be teaching at Briarwood. So it's always good to see those that have worked with us as TAs to move on up to a teacher. Same for Rita Palin. She's been a TA at Briarwood, and she's going to be a new special ed teacher. Terry Hill is new. She's coming from Illinois. Her and her husband's retiring, and she's going to move. She'll be the special ed teacher at C.H. Camden Elementary. Sherry Walker, she's a certified STEM teacher that was an aide at Big Sandy School this year, but we hired her as a special ed teacher. And Danielle Pafford, she's coming back as a speech pathologist. She had been at Waverly, and now she's coming back. So we do have a speech pathologist. And Carson Hicks is going to be the new guidance counselor at Holiday. And I know this is on tape, and I tell her, I know she gets tired of it, but Carson is the younger sister of Hunter Ainsley that plays center field at Tennessee. So that's pretty good. But Carson was a guidance counselor in Middle Tennessee. She come back home. Her and her husband live in Huntington. She's been working at Paris as a social worker, and so she will be joining the Holiday staff. So we're excited about that. I talked to Chair Kennan when she come in, and I apologize, but I have 4 things that we need to approve during the director's report. And I'm sorry that they come in since the agenda went out. If you remember, we had to send the agenda out 10 days early for the director's contact. That's state law. And so we've had some things come up. We probably could have waited to July with the exception of the federal budget. And so we just thought we'd go ahead and get those done. So the first thing, Chair Kennan, is we need to approve the Learning Partners contract and quote. And the quote is $32,282, and this is for our common assessments that we give every year in fall and spring. Now, when I visit schools, you're going to hear the teachers, we test too much. I'm not arguing, but we have to do assessments. And so, Daniel, Mr. Armstrong has worked extremely hard to reduce this price. In the last week, he's talked them down a few $1,000s. So worked hard at that. So to get that in the minutes, I think it would be good to approve that. I think probably a voice vote would be fine.
Okay, so we need a motion in a second to accept or to approve the Learning Partners 25-26 quote.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Learning Partners 25-26 quote. Am I the only one that has this?
Yes, I put it in the pack. And this is our third year, right, Mr. Armstrong?
Yes, sir.
So we've been doing, it used to be case, it's something we do every year.
Yeah.
So,
And its total cost is $32,282. I do have a question about it. It says the paper pencil test of district minimum up to 3 assessments per year. How many do we do? I mean, because I know those kids had to have certain criteria to be given a paper pencil test. How many do we have usually?
I'll let you answer it, Mr. Armstrong.
So we have the assessment for all of our tested grades in our school system 3 through what would be algebra 2. We still, to answer your question directly, we still paper and pencil test 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade because TCAP is administered to those grades. If it wasn't for that, we would probably computer-based test all of them. But the thought of the administrative team has always been kind of practice how to play. We give it twice a year, November and February. Most districts give it, not most districts, I would say more than half districts give 3 of them a year. We have elected as our group, principals and other teachers together, to give it twice to lessen the testing load on the kids. There is thought of going to 3, but right now we feel most comfortable. That's like everybody can take their teachers and principals. I would probably be one of the ones that want to go to 3 more than anybody. I think it's good information. Our teachers have gotten to where they use them really well. A lot of our teachers now would be really upset if we took them away from them. So it's a tool that we use well. The reports that we get are priceless, really. I mean, there's nothing else that we do in our testing suite that predicts TCAP and EOC as well as ELS does. We did drop K and 1 off of that. We're not testing K and 1, and we're not going to test next year in 2nd. So we started the paper pencil testing in 3rd grade. We have the 2nd grade assessment on the quote because we need that for basically tools to put in the teacher's hands to get them ready for 2nd grade TCAP, so they see what questions are going to look like. Did I answer your question?
Sort of.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But we can talk after. I guess my question is how many kids that are able to take the computerized test, how many of those that have an issue with that computerized test that need a paper and pencil test? For example, a doctor's note that says, hey, this kid needs this.
So that's a great question. It really is. And so all of them in my grade levels, 3 through 5, paper pencil, like I said,
Right.
I don't know of an exception in junior high and high school. There is an exception for paper pencil. So Miss Joy can answer that because that's an accommodation.
Okay.
If we had an accommodation, then the company would give us a.
Right. So is that where it says up to 3 assessments a year? I'm reading it per student. Yes. Okay. Okay.
And we get that 3rd assessment. We're not getting short.
Okay.
We just don't functionally use it and put the kids through a testing process like our teachers do because of IELTS.
If we needed paper and pencil for an upper grade, we could still get that. We're not bound by just computerized.
Right.
Okay.
That's what you're asking.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And see, I mean,
That is important sometimes.
and so some of our teachers, well, in my grade, just because they want those reports so quick, they get the students' answer sheets and they put their answers in so they get the report because it's computerized immediately. So there is some flexibility there. I thought I understood it better. It's kind of how to explain it better. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Anybody else have any questions? Further questions, Ms. Michelle? Yes. Overall, we are approving Learning Partners 25-26 quote of $32,208.
Mr. Marks?
Yes.
Mr. Hargis,
Yes.
Mr. Livingston,
Yeah.
Mr. Winters,
Yes.
Mr. Hyde,
Yes.
Ms. Kinnon,
Yes.
Mr. Hedge,
Yes.
Mr. Mills.
Yes.
Ms. Douglas.
Yes.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 9 yes.
With 9 yes, the Learning Partners quote has been approved. What's next?
Sidekick contract, that is our speech contract. We were gonna wait till July, but they called Miss Joy and just wanting to confirm that we're gonna do it. If you remember, we approved this, I think this will be our 3rd year. Time flies. That they actually bill our insurance for the majority of our students. If they receive teen care, then they can bill. If not, then we have to pay. But it's been, I don't know how we survived without them. Miss Joy found out about them at a conference. I did call Mr. Cagle. Do you remember talking about it in a lot of districts in East Tennessee? So at first it was all virtual, but now they're actually sending therapists to the district. So it's actually a money saver for us.
Is there a dollar amount with it though?
No.
No.
So the only fees that we pay to them are if there are missed sessions for students, or we pay mileage for the people to come into our district to work, and it's a reduced mileage rate. It's like 40 cents a mile. So we have one coming from Huntington this year and one coming from Lexington to Holiday, and so it was a very small amount per month for their services. We served, I think we served close to 100 students this year for speech through them.
Do we have a motion and a second?
We approve it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Sidekicks contract. My question is, will the utilization of this group go down since we are getting in speech language pathologists? So, okay. We're just gonna add it all into the mix.
Yeah, so for the most part, they're just billing teen care insurance.
Okay.
So it doesn't cost very much at all. It's less than if I were to contract with an individual for speech services, which
Right.
we've always done in addition to our 2 full-time therapists anyway. So now we actually have been short a therapist for 2. This would have been our 3rd year. And so now we're adding back a therapist. But I'm gonna tell you that we're required to offer compensatory services to students who have not had services. And so a lot of our time will be utilized for those services to try to make up for missed services, for those students who were not able, their needs weren't able to be met. The kids that have had Sidekick, they're good. They've been receiving their services like normal, but, we'll continue that because our speech needs have not decreased, they've only increased, so.
Any further questions? No further questions. Ms. Michelle, do we need a roll call? It's no roll call.
So
There's no need. All those in favor of approving the Sidekick contract, please say aye. Any opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. Motion to approve that contract passes.
Okay, next thing I have is approved property transfer to Chalk Level Volunteer Fire Department. Remember, I brought that up at a meeting, and then Mr. Melton had called, and then when he left the county, I think that kind of put that, but he did draw up a deed. Richard Key brought it by. This is probably the 3rd one we've done since I've been director. A lot of your fire halls were old one single room schools. And so they were owned by the school system. And so there were updates to the fire hall. And so we have a deed, no cost, to transfer that over to the Chalk Level Fire Department. So that's all we need, a motion to transfer that property over.
I'm making a motion to transfer. Second.
We have a motion and a second to transfer this property deed. Any further discussion?
Was that on the Natchez Church Road?
Uh-huh.
That was, my grandfather's farm.
Yes,
He
it's-
got it.
It did,
The northeast.
because it's on the deed.
Yeah,
The original Hedges School.
that's right.
It's on the deed of Mr. and Miss Hayes, that property.
James Franklin, Jack, yeah. Because James called me about it, I said, well, I don't know, our family hadn't owned that farm in 50 or 60 years. And of course, Dad's 85 and he's the youngest. Well, there's one more left.
I meant to ask you that, because when I read it, I know that.
Any further discussion? If not, we will vote. All those in favor of approving, transfer of this deed to Chalk Level Volunteer Fire Department, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, please say no. Ayes have it. Motion passes. We will transfer that deed. And
And the last thing I have is for the board to approve the federal budget. Usually we do that in February, but we received an email from the state today that we had to have it be planned by July 1st. So we probably could have waited till July, but I thought, well, we're meeting tonight and I already have 2 or 3. So I put a copy of the consolidated budget in your packet. That's the blue, but not a lot of changes. We're still waiting on carryover, and so that will be some, but we will have the county commission to approve the resolution in July so we can update the federal budget as the year goes on. But it's so we can go ahead and get that in E-plan before July 1st, I would recommend that the board approve the federal budget.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
we have a motion and a second to approve this federal budget. Any further discussion? If not, we'll vote. Ms. Michelle, will you please call roll?
Mr. Marks?
Yes.
Mr. Hargis?
Yes.
Mr. Livingston?
Yes.
Mr. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Hyde?
Yes.
Ms. Kinnon?
Yes.
Mr. Hedge?
Yes.
Mr. Mills?
Yes.
Ms. Douglas? Yes. Would anyone like to change their vote? 9 yes.
With 9 yeses, that federal budget has been approved.
Okay, that's, I don't have anything else for you to approve. We do need to schedule a policy committee. I thought it'd be good to do it the last week of June because I should receive TSBA policy updates, and then I also have the TALS update from Chuck Cagle. Matter of fact, I'll email that to you. It's some really good information. Then that way you can go through that and have any questions. We can discuss that. I put Tuesday the 24th, Mr. Hyde, or Thursday the 26th at 5:30. Either one's good for me, but it could take some time because I figure the TSBA policy recommendations could be quite lengthy this year with all the new laws that were passed in Nashville.
Which is better for you?
Tuesdays are usually quieter.
Tuesday, the 24th, okay, with the rest of the meeting?
Is that bad for you, Sean? 26 better? Okay, big 26. I'm good.
The 26th, yeah, good too.
I'm third.
And I'll send a notice the 20, that's a Thursday, the 26th.
5:30.
Is that it?
So are we good with the 26th? Okay, I mentioned I do, they have called from the budget committee. I'll appear before the budget committee tomorrow night, but I think they said they didn't think they needed but about 10 minutes, so. Summer projects, I checked, Corio's supposed to start June 23rd on the new roof. So they were over there today actually looking, so they're hoping to have that done before school starts. Now, I see that to believe it, but let's keep our fingers crossed. I figure there'll be construction everywhere. We'll have football starting. It'll be complete, but we'll see. Maybe they will. Carpet at Briarwood in the music room, that had been damaged by the old roof, so we're going to replace that. painting throughout the district. Central Technology has been installing cameras at junior high, Career and Tech, and Briarwood, and they hope to have elementary, Holiday, and Big Sandy finished sometime early August. So maybe we'll get them all in before school starts. So that's a little bit of schedule. We'll refinish the CHS and Big Sandy gyms in late June during the dead period. Then obviously they're preparing floors throughout the district and getting ready for next year. And then on behalf of the team here at the office, and I just want to say thank you for confidence. And I will tell you, I tell you every time we have a wonderful team. I'm blessed to work with them and have a great school board. And I told you, from good times and bad times, I couldn't ask for a board and just better support me and my family. And so I can tell you, as long as you have your confidence in you, me, I'll give you all I have to make sure our school district, our teachers and staff and students are challenged with things that we just never thought possible a few years ago. So I just ask you to continue to understand that there is a lot of good things going on and a lot of hard work and just different challenges that we're focused on right now that we've talked about school nurses, adding counselors, a bunch of things. So there's a lot of things going on in our schools, but a lot of good things. But just on behalf of the central office staff and my family, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you having me around for 4 more years. And have a great summer. Keep our staff and teachers and kids. That summer camp is it's just like having school again. So it is a neat thing. So just continue to keep it in prayer, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, got one question.
Okay.
What about if you tell me is it the fire alarm system at the County Elementary?
They do have it fixed now.
It is fixed.
They called me on vacation last week and said it was fixed, because that was a problem, because they were not letting us work and get on the floors because we have kids that we care, and they would not. But that's fixed.
You didn't get any trouble, did you? Not getting any trouble, did you?
No, we were doing firewalks for the last probably month of school, and we still don't have a PA, but if we don't have a PA when school starts, I may take another vacation, because a month at the elementary school without a PA is tough.
You had both of them out. Fire alarms, we call them phones,
So yeah, but that we're waiting on the parts to come in with the PA, but since you brought that up, Mr. Marsh, we're also, believe it or not, the elementary school has never had speakers in the hallway. And so since the lightning knocked out, that's an extra expense, but we're gonna make sure there's speakers in the hallway now as well. Yeah, Mr. Mills, we see each other quite a bit at the elementary school and all hours of the day.
Mr. Cooley, he is just a coach. We didn't lose our head coach.
No, he is a history teacher and coach, yes.
Thank
That may be a record.
Yeah, it is.
We have a policy meeting Thursday, June 26th at 5:30 p.m. Our next meeting is Monday, July the 7th at 6. The retirees will be before that. Correct. The chair will entertain a motion. Oh, we don't have any motions. The chair will entertain a motion to.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion and second. All those in favor?